So I'm super curious, what, if anything, changes about your approach when you're working with a singular musical artist versus like an original score and soundtrack?
Well, obviously you're bound by using their catalogue of music. Fortunately, this was quite an extensive catalogue, so it was really the story that dictated what songs we would place and why. So you're in a moment, you know, he leaves Take That. You know, what song makes sense where he's spiraling out of control? And you go, Come Undone, that makes sense. And it allows you to sort of explore, and that's the great thing about a musical, what's going on internally, you know, because if it's a narrative scene that is a drama scene without music, I can't just start telling you what's going on inside me. But if it's a song, you can.
You could try that. It just wouldn't be very good,
People
probably.
Would
It wouldn't be a great
what
movie.
What am I watching? Yeah.
Okay, so my background is actually also in VFX. And so...
You're kidding.
I am not. I'm not monkeying around. But I'm curious what the discussions were like about, you know, because obviously a chimp is so human-like, and so you could fall into that uncanny valley trap. So like, what was the discussion like with Weta about, hey, this is a very humanoid chimp, but also it's a chimp?
It was a real process, you know, we both from a design point of view, I mean, you know, even like Chimp's hands are different.
Yeah, his arm length, I noticed, was like a little different. Yeah.
Shoulders, neck, like everything was... everything was basically, we went full chimp and human.
Yeah.
And then for different aspects of him, we would slide up and down and be like, what if he was a bit more human here? Or what if it was a bit more chimp here? And that was from a design point of view, but also from a motion point of view. He really didn't come into focus as in terms of what we had to do design-wise until we started animating it. And then the moment we animated it, I was like, oh, now I see Rob. Now I don't just see a monkey, now I see Rob.
So are there multiple like rigs and versions of for tweaking for, oh my God, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. If you could each pick one musical act or artist to provide the soundtrack to your life so far, who would you pick?
Yo.
I mean, Taylor Swift is really obvious, right?
Okay.
Even if she had to write new music, she would be able to write incredible music that would make my life seem really cool. And also emotional and exciting and sad.
I don't think he'll be known over here. There's an artist called Jack Garrett from the UK who does musical loops similar to Ed Sheeran, but will do all the different instruments, so percussion, guitar, vocals, and everything. He speaks about mental health and with his song, but also how you can dip in and out of it. It's not this struggle, but also has this really kind of anthemic numbers as well. So I think he covers the spectrum of life really well.
Ooh, Stevie Wonder.
Ooh, good answer. You had that ready too.
Yeah.
That's an excellent
Not that I've been
answer.
asked that, but I just know.
Okay, well, no notes. Logistically, what was the most challenging scene? I have guesses.
The one that we rehearsed the most was She's the One on the boat.
Sure.
Just those transitions and all those moments, just trying to shoot that and get that down from a choreography point of view. But from a technical pulling off point of view, Regent Street, Rock DJ.
That was my guess, because that is a huge number.
That is a huge number. The logistics were out of this world. We had 4 nights to shoot it.
I also heard the royalty monkey wrench your whole plan.
That just killed us.
They were just like, you know what? We're going to do the one thing.
So we basically, in some ways, the only blessing in disguise because of that, it meant that we got to rehearse it twice.
Ooh.
So we had a whole week of rehearsals leading up to our 4 nights that we ended up not being able to shoot because of the Queen's death. And then by the time we went back 5 months later, we needed to rehearse it all over again. But it did mean that we got 2 rounds at a week of intensive rehearsal with all the dancers, all the taxis, all the buses. So it did end up probably being better as a result. Not that anyone wants to hear that because it was also twice as expensive.
But thank you, Liz.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. How do you define personal success now, and how's that changed from when you were younger?
I guess like Rob, you know, you chase the applause thinking that that's success. And then you grow up and you realize that success is actually really just the relationships you have.
Acceptance of self is a big aspect of the movie, but acceptance of everything is key. Acceptance to who your family are and what they won't be, and acceptance to what the world is, what it isn't, and what it can be.
I think it's a very interesting thing. This is my first film, and this is the first thing I've ever done of this scale. And so there's a sort of dissonance that happens with like success of this film. Does that equal me being successful? But I think the more we've gone into this, and we've had wonderful reception to the film so far, but that doesn't change how I performed 3 years ago on set. And it really is, for me, if I can, similar to bringing it back around to Nicole, if I can honor myself and honor myself as a creative and continually challenge myself creatively, I think that is success.
I think for me, success is being able to enjoy that moment now. Before when I was younger, especially starting out as an actor, you was constantly thinking about the next job. Whereas now, I really feel I can get to sit in this and be proud of our work and enjoy it. Otherwise, it goes by in the blink of an eye, and you get to the end of your life and go, oh, I remember all those times I was thinking about the next. Whereas now, I'm able to sit and just appreciate what we've done, and that's a really good feeling.
And then someone makes a biopic of you starring a different CG animal.